Messi. He's left his man. Messi!
Two birds, one stone. Two objectives in this one video. You are in for a treat. I create 4 free Messi builds on 4 different accounts and tested different dribbling stats to see how they played. You can use these different suggestions to build your own Messi on eFootball or any other high dribbling stat player. This is going to be awesome. For this experiment, you can use any high dribbling stat player, including other Messis, but if you want to try any of these builds on the free Messi and you don't have him, log into eFootball 2023 now and get him. Plus, he's a deep lying forward, which I honestly believe he should have got a very long time ago. And another side note, after I finish this experiment, I now use my free Messi over my Legend Premium one, and you'll know why in this video. Let's get into this madness. Not only will I be concentrating on the dribbling stats, I will see how stamina, balance and speed plays a part in each of these builds. As an overview to start, the first build I created was a build with very good stats on dribbling, very good stats on finishing, and very good stats on balance. We will call this one DFB, Dribble, Finish and Balance. Second free Messi was the only Messi with the overall max rating of 96, but has the lowest dribbling stats of all builds. Third free Messi build is a combination of the first 2 versions, and the last free Messi is a build that is maxed out in the dribbling department. All Messi builds will have counter for the play instruction and will play as a support striker on the right hand side, not too wide and not too central. This free Messi plays very well as a centre forward, but I wanted to test his stamina by him collecting the ball in a deeper position. Just to mention, his stamina is better if he's playing as a centre forward position, but not by much. When I started this beautiful journey of goatness with my first free Messi, I concentrated on his balance and dribbling. All these stats were set to 95, with shooting at 92 and his acceleration at 85, and 2 upgrades on his passing, ignoring stamina, kicking power, and speed altogether. Was I crazy for not adding any stats on these attributes for the DFB free Messi build?
The opposition have been handcuffed. He's shifting through the gears here. So, Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. He could be one. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed. They come backward here. Has basically triggered a contest that should be even livelier than we anticipated. Get your seatbelts on, this could be rather exciting.
With very decent dribbling and the high balance to match, this Messi is just amazing. His close control is unbelievable and the quick direction changes using the analog stick makes him turn so sharply. With his increase in acceleration and with his dribbling stats, he is very quick and feels very nimble. With his low strength but high balance, he hardly gets knocked off the ball and he managed to get the ball back quite easily with that high balance of his. With that high 93 on finishing, free DFB Messi was banging in goals for jokes. At times, using sharp kick, I completely forgot his kicking power was so low. The main issue with this DFB build is his stamina, of course. And even if you add counterplay instruction on Messi, he'll be tired by the 70th minute if you constantly give him the ball to run with. The issue is though, he's so fun to play with and with these stats, it's hard not to give him the ball. It was like controlling a go-kart. Speed was the only other issue and at times you could feel some defenders catching you up, but honestly, it didn't feel like it was a major issue. If you were good enough, you could evade the defenders with quick turns, holding the ball up with his high balance or just passing the ball along. Next, with my second free Messi build, I created a player with max overall stats of 96. This Messi had 90 in the dribbling department, 91 in the offensive awareness, finishing was set to 93, balance of a massive 97, and increased speed and acceleration, with a slight increase in strength. I was intrigued if the 90 dribbling would be close to as good as 95 dribbling, and would the extra speed boost and the offensive awareness be beneficial?
That looks a cracking ball, and it's Messi. Oh, shooting chance! Now it's Messi. He's found a way through. Nice ball, and he might pass a goal! Encouraged the pass with an great hit! Off the bar!
He looks one way and passes the other. Unconventional and cheeky, but always an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, he's playing beach football. And Messi! Decent hit! Orchestrate a counter. He's shifting through the gears here. Messi! They are rampant! And there's your hat-trick hero. He is simply indefatigable.
A very mixed bag of emotions with this version. Even though the dribble on screen looks very similar, the turns weren't as sharp and nowhere near as tight as the DFB build. There didn't seem too much difference with the balance from 97 and 95. Both cars comfortably kept the ball in possession. Maybe the 97 balance was a little bit more stable because of the extra couple of stats and strength, but it was really negligible. Finishing was pretty much the same, and no way should you intentionally want to add more offensive awareness unless you have to, as the 89 stat on the DFB build was more than enough, especially for a deep lying forward. Both these builds were in and around the box at all times. Increase of stamina helped, just going that little bit further into the game or having the ball for longer. But really you still need to sub this Messi between the 65th and 75th minute for some fresh legs. The main positive to take on the 96 overall max Messi build is that the extra speed boost was noticeable, and the lower passing didn't make much difference because when you dribble with any Messi build, you open up gaps for your teammates to expose, and with his through passing skills, he's still very good at delivering that killer ball. Overall, this 96 stats build wasn't as fun as the high dribble DFB Messi card, but if you want to use the two meta playing styles of quick counter or long ball counter, then this 96 overall build version and any other good dribbler with good stats and speed would be great for this playstyle. For me though, the Messis, the Neymars, the Salahs of this world are all about close control dribbling, just like in real life, and this overall maxed out 96 version wasn't as enjoyable to play with than the DFB build. My third build, as stated before, was a kind of a combination of the first two free Messi builds, DFB and 96 max overall stats versions. On the combination free Messi build, I went lower this time with the offensive awareness of 88, the acceleration of 84. This of course decreased the balance to 94. Would that minus 1 point from 95 make that much of a difference? I went with 95 dribbling stats again like the previous DFB build because I loved how great it felt to play with Messi with those stats. Speed was set to 72, one less than the max overall stats Messi build, and in turn changed the stamina from red to yellow at 71. Passing was increased slightly, and for the physical contact attribute, I didn't add any extra stats as I saw no point adding a measly few points on a very weak part of his card. Finishing was one stat lower at 92 compared to 96 overall max stats build, and this free Messi had an overall rating of 94. Would that 2 overall point difference make that much of a difference over the 96 overall max stat build?
This must be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really can. Now it's Messi. Messi gets through. Big chance! Messi. Good, strong midfield running here. He's made space for the straight hit. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Looking for the runner. Just the goalkeeper to be. Real chance! He's shifting through the gears here. Neymar! Yeah. Messi. That is a great ball. And the shot! They've scored! Right back in it. Almost no time remaining. Game still on.
This felt like the best card so far in terms of being the middle ground. It had the little boost in speed like the 96 overall max stat build. Dribbling was still good as expected. The stamina was so-so as expected. And the 1 point drop in balance didn't have that much of an impact. and only rarely did I feel at times I was being outmuscled. Plus there was hardly any issues with that 1 point drop in finishing. This is a fantastic build, but was it the best build out of them all? And finally, the craziest build of them all. This was the Dribble Master build, a rating of 99 across all dribbling stats with 92 balance, with small increases to the speed and acceleration on the base stats, but only 87 on finishing, and stamina was increased slightly again into the yellow band. Being the lowest of all builds of an overall rating of 92, what would this Dribble Master Messi play like?
Really dug out his defence then, a magnificent effort.
He's found the way through. Messi. And it's Messi. Messi going face to face with him, but it came to nothing. Now it's Messi. He is through here. Oh, these two want to come off second best. He is through here. Messi. He's made space for the shot. Shot! Oh! Good spot. He's seen the run. Now it's Messi. He's left his man. Messi! Closing in on goal. There's the shot! Goal! Barcelona! There is your perfect party piece. It is what they called for. It is what they have been yearning for.
Oh wow, I thought the play move on the first build, the DFB version, was good, but this one takes dribbling to a whole new level. I felt like Mike Tyson as a footballer, just dodging and weaving through the opponents, quick turns and you're off. Without the high dribble stats of 99, the balance of 92 would have been a bigger issue. You almost have to be smarter with this build because of the low balance, where with the higher balance builds you could get away with one-on-one situations a lot more. Even with that, this build is class. Just an absolute joy to play with from a dribbling perspective. Though the speed and acceleration of this Master Dribble free Messi was still decent, his shooting was not so. Same shots that I would take with the other three Messis, where I would cut in and hit with the left foot, were going wider quite a few times, or the goalkeeper would make more saves. This Messi build of course would get plenty of goals, but you realise, especially playing with the same player over 4 versions, that 90 finishing must be the bare minimum for any top centre forwards on eFootball. So yeah, this free Messi build was a magician with the ball at his feet, just not so much when it was leaving his foot for goal. So, from my findings and in my opinion, if I could create a new Messi again or need to upgrade any other amazing dribblers on eFootball, I would prioritise high dribbling stats over everything else, hoping to get an extra boost in stats with good form. Looking at Epic Zico, I would do exactly the same. Passing isn't such a big issue if your player is already 80 above or has the through ball skills. 90 finishing is a minimum all day long. Basic green stats and acceleration and high balance for sure. Plus, as we can now use 5 subs, having low stamina on your front players isn't that much of an issue. My overall conclusion is, if you want to have a lot of fun with Messi or any other big time dribbler, in my honest opinion, don't go for 90 dribbling. That in my opinion is just so boring. I understand that lots of people will gravitate to speed over dribbling, but I really had no issues with pace with these high dribbling builds, and I would say acceleration is more of a priority than speed. If your dribbler has better base stats in passing than finishing, then add more passing and use the play in the right way. Don't be a bore. Go and increase the dribbling stats to your dribbling master to at least 95 and go nuts. You will not regret it. And like I said before, I now prefer my high dribbling free Messis over my legend Messi. Please like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more hints and tips on eFootball. Catch you in a bizzle. Peace.